Got a story, wanna share it with you. Got some thoughts, some old and new. Let's dive in and see what we can find. Leave the everyday behind. Welcome to the show, so glad you're here. This is her, cause of him, let's make it clear. Yeah, it's her because of him. Tune in now. Oh yeah.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Her Because of Him. I am so glad that you're here. Before we jump into today's episode, I want to take a look back at our last episode and recap just for a minute. So in the last episode, we talked about how to start the healing process. And not the cute little one that we want everybody to see, but the real one that requires true honesty. The kind that asks us to face those hard truths, our choices, and our patterns. We talked about acknowledging the wounds that we tried to ignore. We talked about slowing down long enough to truly hear God. And we also talked about how healing does not begin when things feel good, but when we finally face the truth. And today, I want to do just that with you. I want to share some of my truths with you, not because I've arrived, but because we're walking this thing out together. So let's talk about it.
This episode is proudly sponsored by In His Image 127 Photography, where every image is created with intention, love, and purpose. In His Image 127 Photography specializes in capturing authentic moments for couples, families, and women who want to celebrate their story exactly as they are. From intimate love experiences to empowering self-love portraits, this isn't just photography, it's an experience. If you're ready to be seen, celebrated, and beautifully captured, be sure to connect with In His Image 127 Photography. You can find them on social media or book your experience through the link in the show notes. Now, let's get back to the episode.
One of the biggest truths that I've had to face is that I have lived most of my life people-pleasing. I cared too deeply about the opinions of others, what they thought, what they would say, and how they would feel about my choices. And I can remember my grandmother, Mamie Martin, telling me one time, opinions are like, well, you know, everyone has one. And guess what? She wasn't wrong at all. But here's the thing. I had to get to a place in my life where the opinions of others no longer mattered to me more than God's voice. Because we know healing can only begin when we stop letting other people determine our worth. I was so busy making those decisions based on people on the outside, their comfort, their expectations, and their approval. When truth be told, the only thing that mattered and what I should have been focusing on is what God had to say and how He felt. The only approval I'll ever need is from Him, not from the crowd, not from the commentary, and not from the outside noise. The second thing that I had to face, I'm an overthinker. I think entirely too much. And that overthinking led me to make decisions rooted in emotion, not wisdom. Now hear me clearly. We are all allowed to feel. God gave us emotions, but we should never react to life out of those emotions. I've made so many decisions in a reactive state, responding instead of pausing, moving instead of praying, and choosing before processing. I had to learn something that was very, very important. The enemy loves it when we are stuck in our emotions, because as long as we are distracted, we won't walk in purpose. Instead of stopping, processing, and going to God, I stayed in an emotional state, and it cost me my clarity. The third thing I had to face I'm divorced, a single mom, and I had to grieve the life that I thought I would have. The life I envisioned as a child. The family structure that I believe would last forever. My parents have been married for 43 years. And every time I would make a wrong decision, I believe that it left me in a state to where I felt like I was not enough. Like I failed God. Like I was playing in his face. And I hit some pretty low areas in my life during that point. I felt disconnected from God. I felt alone. I felt misunderstood. And I felt like no one understood what I was carrying. God gives us free will. He's a gentleman. He is not going to force us to do anything. So I had to find my way back, realign my life with God's will for my life. I had to surrender my thoughts, my plans, my timelines, my expectations, and I had to remember the truth. I was always more than enough, and God never stopped loving me. If you're listening today and you're thinking, that sounds like me, I want to leave you with 3 simple, powerful steps to begin your healing journey. Number 1, you have got to let the opinions of other people go. Not everyone gets a vote in your life, especially not over your worth and your healing. Number 2, get you some affirmations. Speak those affirmations over your life daily because words matter and you have to speak life over your life every single day, even if you're not feeling it yet. Number 3, sit in your truth. Don't run from it. Healing cannot start until you stop avoiding the truth, but face it and trust God to meet you there. Friends, healing is not about perfection. It's about honesty. It's about surrendering. It's about trusting that God can redeem every part of your story. I am so thankful that you're here and we're walking this thing out together. Remember, it's her story for his glory. See you soon.